Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Locksmith 2K here, coming at you full speed ahead with World of Warships gameplay, history, and general chat. So, yesterday, in 1942, Battle of Midway took place. Now, everybody's pretty much familiar with the Battle of Midway. We had the Yorktown, the Enterprise, and the Hornet go out and take on 4 carriers of the Japanese: the Hiryu, the Soryu, the Akagi, and the Kaga. However, there's another part to this that was overlooked, and that's what we're going to focus on tonight. And that was the support ships that went with them. Carriers don't sail alone. They have screening vessels, they have supply ships, all kinds of stuff that go with them everywhere they go. So tonight, we're going to talk about the different task forces, and any of the ships that I can get underway with. We're going to take them out and have some fun with them, and I'm going to give you some specs on them, and we might even engage in some hypothetical discussion. As always, I welcome inputs and discussion. So let's just see where we're at and start off. I see we have Scout, President accounted for. Welcome, Scout. And let's see, anybody else? I think we have anybody else yet. That's okay. So we're going to start off with Task Force 17. And what Task Force 17 consisted of. Now, we're only going to focus on the U.S. ships for now. Next week, I will actually do some of the Japanese ships. I may not necessarily be able to take them out because I may not have them, but we can still discuss more about them because there is a lot of ships that was present at Midway. So you had the Task Force 17, consisted of the USS Yorktown, as we all know, which was command, and the task force commander was Rear Admiral Fletcher. In support of the Yorktown in Task Force 17, you had the USS Astoria, which was a New Orleans class heavy cruiser, as you can see right here. You have New Orleans class heavy cruiser. You had the Portland, which was a Portland class heavy cruiser. You have the Hayman, Hughes, Morris, Anderson, and Russell, which were all destroyers of the Sims class, and the Gwyn, which is Gleaves class destroyer. And with the exception of supply ships and submarines, which were not directly listed as to who they were attached to, that rounds out the bulk of the ships in Task Force 17. Now, why are these ships important? Well, cruisers generally tend to have radar. Granted, so do most carriers by that point in time. Have some kind of rudimentary radar. And they also act as screening vessels. They are equipped with numerous guns, both main guns and anti-aircraft guns. Sorry, clicked the wrong thing there. And for example, the New Orleans here, they were heavy cruisers. They were about 588 feet long, with a beam of approximately 61 feet and a draft of about 19 feet. Their main armament consisted of 9 8-inch guns, as you can see right there. There they are. 8 5-inch guns, which would be these right here, sides, open mounts, and 8 50 caliber machine guns. Now I'm sure it had more than that they're not listing where I looked up. Let's see here. Here we go. You also had 20 millimeter Oerlikons, had several of those, several 40 millimeter Bofors in various different kinds of mounts. The Bofors right there. It's a quad mount. Those are dual mount Oerlikons here, 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 and there, as well as on the other side. That's a single mount Oerlikon there, so are these. That's a dual back here in the back. More Bofors. So these things were basically floating anti-aircraft batteries is what they were. And their main job was to protect the carrier. Now, the Yorktown only had 2 with her, and that was the New Orleans and the Portland. So we're going to get underway with the New Orleans. I do not have World of Warships does not have a Portland class cruiser in its inventory. So we're going to take the New Orleans out. And before the night's out, we're going to take it out a couple of more times to get further down the list here. Some other notes about the New Orleans. It had a complement of about 700 personnel. And it could hit a top speed of close to 33 knots. So we are on an epicenter, and it looks like we're off to the eastern edge. We're going to proceed north and probably a little bit more northwest, maybe. I don't want to get too far away from the other vessels that are with me because this is a cruiser, so it cannot take much pounding.
Enemy force detected.
Alright. That's going to be a little bit out of my range. That's not, though. Fortunately, that is a battleship. That's the Iron Duke.
Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy battleship detected.
No, we're not running away. We are doing a tactical withdrawal because we are on a cruiser and we cannot take concentrated firepower like that, especially coming from two other cruisers as well as a battleship. We really would not live too long against all of that. But we're not running away too far. Gonna get out here and open up some air. Alright, looks like our team scored first blood. Okay. So it looks like the Murmansk wants to play the hide behind the island game. So we're gonna oblige. Sort of. Exception of I have AP shells loaded. And he is gonna be right there. Want to stay away from that iron dude much as possible. Oh, that made a dent. Alright, we got one kill. Let's see if we can get one more. End up on the Murmansk again. Throw some AP shells downrange. Got him.
Enemy cruiser founder.
That's 2 for me. Hello, battleship. Yeah, we're leaving.
The ship is on fire. Attention, support that target.
I noticed. Oh, 3!
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Wow. Not bad. Doing pretty good. Oh, there's another New Orleans.
Problem solved, sir.
Let's see if we can't get him to go hang out with his comrades. Oh, he got us. He got us. That's alright though. Lots of fun, lots of fun.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
Any day that you exchange 3 for 1 is a good day. Alright. So. Back to the Battle of Midway. And the ships that were there. So, we do not have a Portland, but I will go ahead and give you some of the specs on the Portland class. It was 592 feet long. It had a 66-foot beam and a draft of about 17 foot. It had 9 8-inch guns, 8 5-inch guns, 32 40mm anti-aircraft guns, and 27 20mm anti-aircraft cannons, which are Oerlikons we all know and so dearly love. Unfortunately, World of Warships also does not have the Sims class or the Greaves class destroyers. We have the Farragut, the Nichols, the Clemson, Mayan, Benson, Fletcher, Gearings, but we do not have Sims. I believe that I may have... No, that wasn't Benson. I was trying to think. I don't think I actually even... I don't think they have any Sims class anything. So what was so important about all these ships? Well, other than the cruisers being there to screen mainly for anti-aircraft, your destroyers did a lot of the same. And also destroyers generally tended to be the ones that rescued downed pilots, helped evacuate crew members from ships that were damaged or sinking, picked up survivors, all kinds of stuff. Because of their small maneuverability, they were generally used for that task. A lot of times they were actually given something that they did not normally have, and that was ice cream. They would actually pick up a downed pilot or a ditched pilot and return him promptly to the carrier of which he belonged in exchange for some ice cream for the crew. Kind of a funny little anecdote there. Not something you would expect to see every day. So, in fact, the Amen, which was a Sims class destroyer, was sunk at the Battle of Midway while rendering aid to the Yorktown. She was actually alongside the Yorktown, and a Japanese submarine fired at the Yorktown and hit the Hayman in the process. So, where are we at? Let's see. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering why I'm not taking out the Ranger, Lexington, something to that effect, because they, even though the Lexington had already been lost prior to the Battle of Midway, I believe it was the Battle of Coral Sea, and the Ranger was not present at Midway. But the reason we're not doing carriers is just not a big carrier fan when it comes to this to World of Warships. All right. So other ships that were present were Task Force 16. Now, Task Force 16 was led by Rear Admiral Spruance. Now, Spruance was actually not a carrier captain. He was a carrier commander, carrier group commander, I'm sorry. He was actually more of a destroyer person, but he was filling in for Rear Admiral Halsey, who had fallen ill prior to the Battle of Midway, and therefore in a hospital bed in Hawaii. Task Force 16 consisted of the Enterprise and the Hornet, the New Orleans, which we just sailing on, the Minneapolis, which was a New Orleans class, the Vincennes, which was a New Orleans class, the Northampton, which was the class lead of its class, Pensacola, which I think we have a Pensacola running around. It is right there. Okay. You have to forgive me, I have the unique camouflage from the space battle scenario that they did a while back. Let me change that out real quick. We can get a little bit better look. At the Pensacola. There we go. A little easier to see. So the Pensacola was approximately 585 feet long. It was approximately 65 feet wide with about a 20-foot craft. Had a top speed of around 32 knots. It bolstered 10 8-inch guns. These right here, and go to the back. See, they're all in super firing setup. 8 5-inch guns would have been located on sides. There we go. There's a couple of them right there. 2 3-pounder saluting guns. Sure where those would have been located. Or quad 1.1-inch guns, which would have been probably, no, that's an Orlican. That's 24 40mm Bofors and 28 20mm Orlican. Which here's your Bofors. Orlicans scattered everywhere. Back here, more Bofors. An Orlican right there. Another one here, here, there. So just a little bit of firepower just about everywhere you look. Overall, not a bad ship. All right. Picked up a container. Let's see what we got. Go with resources. Okay. You are very correct, Scout. The main strategy for Midway was find them before they find us. So let's take the Pensacola out. Haven't used this ship in a while. This will be a little bit of rust knockoff for me here. Alright, so we're going to head to Objective C, which is in the east. And I actually like this map. Usually if you can get to Objective, you can nail down Objective C, you can pull off some really good flanking maneuvers coming out of it. Of course, we do have a carrier with us. It would be the Ranger. Not CV-41 either. I believe it was 3. Nobody over here. Usually there's at least a nosy destroyer. Alright, looks like we have a battleship that's gonna head in our direction and investigate. I'd rather hope that he doesn't. Definitely would live a lot longer without his assistance. Kinda hoping we might get lucky and sneak our way up here and catch their aircraft carrier flat-footed. That would be interesting. I have done it before. But I think the New Mexico here has pretty much got a bead on me, if not the Bayern. Well, I'm not detected. I might be sneaking away here. Oh, now somebody sees us.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Nobody is pointing any guns at us, so I'm gonna take that as a win. And keep right on heading to the other side of that island right. Okay, the Omaha wants to play. And now the Bayern wants to play. Nice. Bit of eloquent maneuvering there. And we are safely tucked behind an island with the Bayern pointing all of its guns at us. And the New Mexico.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Ouch. So now we get to figure out how we're going to get ourselves out of this. Got two very mad battleships that know exactly where we are. No fire support. And basically nowhere to run and hide. I guess you could say it's time to get good. And that hurt. A lot. But we set them on fire. That's a start. Alright, so we're doing quite a good job of avoiding imminent perilous destruction here. See if we can't get ourselves out of here.
The enemy is about to win.
Wow, these guys wrecked us. Huh. Ow. Do they have poor aim?
Fighter airborne. Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes to starboard. Fighter returning to ship. The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
Oh, that made a dent. And so did that. Can't trade blows with these guys like, nope. Can't take them on like that. And with a quick defeat on Cola's behalf, put our permanent camouflage back on. Alright. Also had the USS Atlanta, which was a light cruiser. I think the Atlanta is available in World War ships. I believe it's a premium ship that you have to purchase. Let's see. there it is. The Atlanta. So you can get the Atlanta. It is a premium ship. And it's an expensive one. Nevertheless, back to, we also have destroyers that were attached to Task Force 16, which is the Phelps, which was Porter class. We don't have a Porter class in ships. Had the Warden, Monahan, and the Aylwin were all Farragut class. Farragut's we do have. Alright, now the Farragut's. Farragut class destroyer was 341 feet long, 34 foot wide, and had a draft of about 16 feet. Had a top speed of around 38 knots, with a crew of about 250. Originally, when they were built and as they would have appeared at Pearl, or not Pearl, right? They had 5-inch guns. Let's see here, there's one, two, and 5. 4 50 caliber machine guns. And these right here. And those are Orlikins, so that was what Wargaming is showing here is a later update vessel where they added Orlikins. And 8 torpedo tubes. Right here. Sorry about that. I was actually checking some notes on something to do with the presentation, but unfortunately, cannot seem to find it. So, let's continue on without it and get underway with the Farragut. There was a total of 3 Farragut class, as I had mentioned, at with Task Force 16. It's like Wargaming has given us a nice peaceful evening here to out and enjoy. Rounding out the list of destroyers, one more of which we will be demonstrating, was the Balach. I believe is how you say it. It was a Porter class. Unfortunately, Wargaming does not have those. The Cunningham, which is a Mayan class, which they do. Mahan class. The Benham, which was the class lead of its class. The Elliot and the Murray, which were also Benham and Gridley class, respectively. Now, I didn't forget about the rest of the fleet that was there. The list of submarines and support vessels and fleet oilers and everything else was astronomically long, which is what you would expect it to be. Because a fleet doesn't move if it ain't got fuel. And you don't keep it afloat very long or take care of it for very long if you don't have food to feed the crew. They tend to prefer that. They can get it. It's kind of one of those things that food is always a good addition to any ship. Okay, we're gonna hang out here in the smoke screen. Our torpedoes rearm. Okay, we're about to lose our smoke screen, so let's get back underway. Hopefully no surprises. And with any luck, we'll sneak away. This way and find ourselves a nice little juicy target. Preferably without them noticing that we at all.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Unfortunately, our torpedoes have a very, very short range. Maybe if we can get lucky. Smoke screen wasn't set by a destroyer, it was actually set by a cruiser. He is outside of torpedo range.
Smoke generator started.
Missed.
Smoke screen set.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Well, somebody thought they were slick. Alright, he's outside of detection range.
Engine boost activated.
Let's go this way. We're gonna try to be sneaky sneaky. See if maybe we can't outflank the whole lot of them and get to their carrier. I'm not 100% sure where he's even at. But seeing as how they think I'm still sitting back there in smoke, really not sure where their carrier's at either. Honestly, I don't think he's anywhere. But we'll see. Of course, what's nice about what we're doing is we're keeping their ships detected, even though they can't see us. And as long as we stay that way, we're good. Even though that mess just looks like a happy accident waiting to happen. Don't really want to go down there, because that's also not a healthy place to be.
Engine boost activated.
Like one of the other destroyers tried to follow me. He is going to get us killed. To do what we're doing. Come on, where are you hiding that carrier at?
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
Engine boost deactivated.
I think their CV is way south. We're gonna see if we can't close in and maybe start chewing up some of these battleships with some torpedoes. Odds are we're actually gonna get sunk, but be worth a stab. their carriers down here. Oh, sunk by a carrier. Ouch. Alright, so we didn't fare so well with the, but we did mention the Mayhem class. So let's talk about those briefly. Mayhem class was approximately 341 feet long, 35 foot wide with a 10-foot draft. At top speed of about 37 knots. And when they were built, they had 5 5-inch guns, 2, 4, aft, and 12 torpedo tube. Here you go. Center line, and then one on each side of the vessel. Launchers, that is. You also had some 50 caliber machine guns, which those right there would not be those Orlican, as would those. And then your depth charge racks. So, that would be the Mayhem. Let's see if we can get it underway. And maybe have a little bit better success with it than we did with the Variant. Alright, here we go on the same map that we had before with the A, B, and C, only now we don't have A, B, and C. But we're still going to go as if we did, which is going to be up the eastern side of the map, zigzagging our way between the islands. We do have carriers present again. Maybe this time we'll fare a little bit better. Okay, doesn't look like a lot of the ships came on this side. Don't think I'm going to try a CV push this time, even though I know where his CV is based on what I just saw from his aircraft. It's tempting, though. Very tempting, but there's an awful lot of battleships in the air. And a destroyer that we don't know its exact location. What we do know about it is it's not where the arrow is.
Engine boost activated. Smoke generator started. Smoke screen set.
Alright, somehow we managed to just slide past their entire fleet undetected. So I think we're going to take our chances going after their CV, which I do believe is hiding up in the A row ish.
Engine boost deactivated.
Well done, Commander.
Man, I wish I had another engine boost ready. Close that gap before I get detected. Yeah, I am like right on top of him.
I need support.
Hi there. Oh, well, if he's going to sit still for me.
Reporting the position of a strategic target.
Wonder if he even realizes that I'm here. Because he hasn't even tried to move. Scratch one enemy flat top. And this is the point where we disappear in a very hasty retreat.
Torpedoes astern. Torpedoes to starboard.
And once again, we have snuck away. Engine boost our way south here a little bit. Try to work our way into decent firing position. Affected by what? Oh, by that. Hi there. Sorry, bro, you're not getting away that easy. Yikes. Ouch. That was a bunch of DACA. Alright. Alright, now. A little bit of open discussion here. Midway was a very important battle, since that it's kind of the revenge for Pearl Harbor kind of thing. But there's some things that was overlooked in. Go back and you look at the statistics from the battle. And one of those things is we were very much outnumbered. And not only were we outnumbered by a lot, had Admiral Yamamoto press the attack with his battleship, the Yamato, and her escorts, and had Admiral, I believe it was Admiral Hondo, or it might have been no, was carriers. I believe it was Admiral Hondo with his invasion fleet and its escorts. Had they pressed the attack in, there's a good chance they could have overwhelmed what forces we had. I mean, yes, they did lose 4 carriers, and that was a very devastating blow to them. But they really didn't know what they were up against due to a lack of intel. And because many of their planes had poor quality or no radios at all, simply due to the fact of problems with the radios, not that the didn't have them per se, they just weren't very good. A lot of their communication was when aircraft returned to the ship, and if you've ever driven your car down the street, you can actually cover quite a bit of ground in a very short amount of time at average speed, and not even realize how far you've went. So by the time a lot of the intel would get relayed back, things had changed, ships had moved, changed courses, stuff like that. Had they have had really not even good intel, had they have had good communications amongst all of their aircraft and their ships, I really believe that, given the statistics of what ships were there, that the battle could have very easily went in their favor.
Let's give them a hard time.
Now, I'm not. Don't take that as canon. That's just an opinion based on the ship's specifications of everything that was there. Because if you notice, when I listed out everything, we didn't have any battleships on those lists. With the Yorktown out of commission towards the end of the battle, combined with the loss of aircraft, even without significant air cover, the
All forces, capture that area.
one? Wow. I literally threw everything I had at him. Uh-oh. Didn't see that coming. Situational awareness. Failed that roll, didn't I? So it could have went the other way. Really didn't have anything to go in there and stop the Yamato. We could have given it, you know, good run for its money. We might have scored a few torpedo hits on it with our destroyers, but I honestly, with their screening vessels, it would have been very difficult to have gotten close enough to have done it accurately. That and our torpedo technology for shipboard torpedoes at the time wasn't that great. But Admiral Yamamoto was unaware of what we exactly had due to communications. He knew there were carriers. He did not know how many, what their status was, or anything else. What he knew was through his binoculars, he could see his fleet on fire. So he decided to go home.
Action stations.
Good luck, everyone. Many thanks. Help! Cap. Roger. 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 Good luck and fair seas.
The Scout, I see you're still hanging in there with us. It looks like possibly someone else hanging out with you too. I appreciate it very much. Just think maybe here soon we'll be doing this together. let's head back north and get back in this fight.
Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy battleship sighted. Carrier sighted. The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
Nice little hit there.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Set him on fire again, that'll help. That guy. Oh, jeez.
Carrier sighted.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt a lot. Yep, saw that coming. Just did not have the hit points for that one. Fun though. Always fun. So Scout, let me ask you, what are your thoughts on the Battle of Midway as far as whether or not you think it could have turned against us? Along with that, you know, what about the rest of you out there who might watch this video down the road? You know, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. 3-to-1 odds. Actually, Scout, I've got somewhere here the look here real quick in my notes. I have in my notes here. I'm going to see if I can find them real quick for you. Is that right there? Yep, there it is. Oh, I could find it. Talking about the odds difference. Let's see. This tells me. This one doesn't tell. Let's try. Okay, here we go. So this is what we had at the Battle of Midway. This is a brief overview of it. There was us. We had Task Force 16 and 17, of course, in the Midway garrison, which consisted of a grand total of 3 fleet carriers, 7 heavy cruisers, 1 light cruiser, 15 destroyers, 230 carrier-based aircraft, 127 land-based aircraft, and then the various submarines and everything else. Well, that's what we brought to the table. They brought to the table was a much different story. They brought 4 fleet carriers, 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, 12 destroyers, 248 carrier-based aircraft. Now that was just the 1st Carrier Strike Force. Also had the Occupation Force that was supposed to basically take the island, which consisted of 4 heavy cruisers and 2 destroyers. Now, they had 1st Fleet was there, their 2nd Fleet and their 5th Fleet were there. 1st Fleet see if I can ships were potentially part of 1st Fleet. Say, it gives me a list of commanders. Okay. Most of them. Okay. So that's still more firepower than what we had. Now, Admiral Yamamoto was there. And he was there on board the Yamato, which probably what accounts for what I have in my notes here as additional forces that were not part of the battle, and that was 2 light carriers, 5 battleships, 6 cruisers, I'm sorry, and 35 other support vessels. Yes, had those have participated in the battle, we were horribly outnumbered. But like I said, Admiral Yamamoto, all he knew is his airplane, his carriers just got shot to pieces out from in front of him. No communications, really didn't know what he had as far as, you know, what was he facing. So he made a tactical decision to withdraw his forces and fight another day. Preferably with better intel on his side. know, it's really sad that they don't teach any of this in school anymore. Won't be long until the only way you can find out about the Battle of Midway is from people like myself who love naval history and want to keep it alive as long as possible. Take the time to go and look stuff up and learn about it. Let's see. I wonder if Miyoko like to play catch the torpedo. Always a fun game, enjoyed by many. Ah, darn.
Smoke generator started. Smoke screen set.
Oh, hide behind your island. Go on. I'll just have to play pin the torpedo on the warship with someone else. Wow, everybody just wants to run away. It's no fun. I have to go chase them down. I'm not wasting torpedoes on that.
Engine boost activated. solved, sir.
Alright guys, come on, get rid of that cruiser. Thank you.
Engine boost activated. Smoke generator started.
Yeah, I got caught up in the battle and got to doing all my strategy things. Sorry about that. I was thinkings instead of talkings. But back to the point. So, Battle of Midway was a very important battle. It did mark the turning point of the war in the Pacific. Sadly, we lost the Yorktown and the Hammond due to a oddly enough a submarine. Japanese did lose 4 carriers, several airplanes, and a couple of other smaller ships that were cruisers and destroyers. It was a victory for the U.S. But But as in anything in war, victory comes at a price, and that price is human lives. Put a cost on a ship, you can put a cost on ammunition. But you can never put a cost on human life. As such, to all the shipmates that were out there, that were at Midway, lost their lives on both sides. Your memory and your sacrifice is not forgotten. And for those that made it through it, you're not forgotten. And yes, Scout, like the idea of Battle of the Month? Leave a comment? Yes, absolutely. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this. Turns out there's actually another battle this month that we missed, Scout. And I believe it's the Battle of Coral Sea. If memory serves. Sec, I am checking the notes. Yeah, we missed one. Kinda. Actually, Coral Sea was back in May. Battle of Midway was June 4th through the 7th, depending on which terms you wish to apply, and that was in 42. And in 44, you had the Battle of the Philippine Sea, which was also in June. So keep your weather eye on the horizon for Battle of the Philippine Sea. That may be the next big one we do. As far as how big of a battle, I'm not actually sure how big Battle of Philippine Sea was. It was one of the larger ones. One of the largest was the Battle of Leyte Gulf, but that was in October. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have sadly reached the end of our stream. I hope everyone enjoyed this. I hope everyone keeps the memory of those sailors alive, because it's very important to do so. Next week, plan on probably, don't know if I'm going to do Philippine Sea next week, or if I'm going to actually wait and do it the week after, and do the Japanese side of Midway. I'll have to look and see what my research lends to me. So, having said that, tune in next week, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do another battle, and I hope everyone enjoyed. Hit the like button down there if you did. Shoot me some comments. Let me know what you think. I enjoy the feedback. I enjoy the interaction. Tell your friends about us. So share us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all those. And of course, You got to turn that bell notification on to know that when I'm doing this. And it's right now, it's every Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. So, like us, subscribe to us, share us, and you know what? Get World of Warships and come sail with me. I'll take you into battle anytime. All that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you have a wonderful night. Fair winds and following seas. And we'll see you next time.